Well, welcome back everyone, and as you probably know, the DJI Neo2 has now been released in China, which is great because that means that we now know the exact specifications of this new drone. Now, unfortunately, because I'm in the UK, like anyone else in the UK and Europe, I have to wait patiently until the 13th of November to get my hands on this. So I won't be able to fly it, but there are a few things we can deduce from those exact confirmed specifications. And there are some disappointments in there. So let's get straight into it and discuss what we now know about the Neo2. In line with it getting dark and gloomy, the first disappointment, it's only a 1/2 inch sensor. There's no increase in sensor size, which is a real shame because we were all hoping for a 1/1 1/3 inch sensor. That didn't happen. We're stuck with a 1/2 inch sensor, but that's not the end of the world because if used right, even a 1/2 inch sensor can produce great results. And let's also remember that the Mini 3 Pro and Mini 4 Pro both have the same sensor and slight improvements from one to the next. And the Mavic 3 and Mavic 4 Pro also have the same sensor, and again, small improvements. So sizes and everything, but yeah, a larger sensor would have been nice. Then there's no D-Lock M at this stage. It would be nice if they add that in at a later stage, but at the moment we're stuck with standard color profiles. The maximum shutter speed for still imagery is 1/10 of a second, same as the Neo 1. Shame they didn't up that, but there we go. The Neo is probably not the best drone for long exposure photography anyway. Flight times, around about 19 minutes, but I can guarantee you that's going to be in optimal conditions and probably without the transceiver module attached, which is going to add weight to it. It is a heavier drone. It's about 20% heavier, so I'm going to pretty much guess that you're not going to see any improvement in flight time. That's my speculation, but I can't see it happening because the drone's 20% heavier. The battery is also a little bit bigger, but it's also a more powerful drone, which I'll go into in a minute. And at the time of filming this, no manual mode yet. So hopefully that's going to be added by DJI, but not at this stage at the moment. Okay, then we have a lot of positives. So starting off with the 2-axis gimbal. Neo 1, 1-axis stabilization. The Neo 2 has mechanical 2-axis stabilization. That's great because that means that you're not going to have to digitally crop into your image as much. I'll try and explain. If you have an image and there we go, you get some tilt, some roll tilt in it, you're then going to have to digitally crop into that image. So you need to roll stabilize it, which means you're going to have black bars or black triangles. Then you need to crop into that in order to give you a level image. That's what the Neo 1 had to do. And that means that you're going to lose quality. You're going to have noise is going to be amplified. The image is going to be less sharp. It's just going to look mushy and horrible. So with the Neo 2, we've done away with that and we've got full mechanical stabilization on the roll axis. So that's what I was alluding to earlier in that because you don't have to crop into the image as much as the Neo 1, even though the sensor size hasn't been increased, you should get more quality out of that same sensor size with the Neo 2. Apparently the Neo 2 can now fly over water. That's great news because that's something that a lot of you have asked about for the Neo 1. We have an increase in storage space from previously 22 on the Neo 1. I've really filled up the 22 on the Neo 1, but it's great to have more storage available. Higher frame rates are now available with 60 frames per second up from 30 frames per second on the Neo 1. And you've also got a slow-mo mode of 100 frames per second. So nice to have those new frame rates available. The bit rate is slightly improved, now at 80 up from 75 previously. You're not going to really notice that difference, but nice to have that increased a little bit. And then a big difference. So this really indicates that the Neo 2 is going to be more powerful. The maximum vertical speed has gone up from 3 meters per second to 5 meters per second in sports mode. And the maximum horizontal speed has gone up to 12 meters per second from 8 meters per second. So horizontally and vertically, the Neo 2 does appear to be faster. It does sound like it's going to be more powerful, and I can't wait to get my hands on it to see what it's capable of, especially in manual mode if they enable it. It's also heavier, which means that combined with the fact that it's also more powerful means it's more capable in windy conditions. So going up to a wind speed rating of 5 from 4 on the Neo 1, which is great. The low light abilities of the downward vision positioning sensors is now been improved from 15 lux down to 5 lux. And that's a big difference. You will notice that. That's going to make a difference if you're flying under trees in the shade and you lose that contrast of the ground. 5 lux really allows you to fly in slightly darker conditions and hopefully leads to less flyaways with this drone. Then we've got a quite unbelievable one, and that is that the Wi-Fi transmission signal range is 500 meters, up from 50 meters on the Neo 1. So Wi-Fi, we're talking about the control you have when you control this drone by mobile phone device on its own, no controller. 500 meters apparently from 50. Now, I can tell you now that you'd rarely get 50 meters out of the Neo 1 with Wi-Fi, but they claim that you're going to get 500 with this one. So I can't wait to put that to the test and see if that's actually possible. The Hover Air drones do have a stated Wi-Fi range of about 250 to 500 meters. Again, those don't quite reach that range, but they were a lot better in terms of Wi-Fi range than the Neo. So I guess it is possible to improve the Wi-Fi range. Then we've got the new gesture control, which a bit of a gimmick in my position, but be fun to play with. So if you want to look like a TMU version of the guy from The Matrix, what's his name again? Oh yeah. And then also you've got omnidirectional obstacle detection, which is great. And it's just started raining, so I'm going to wrap this up really quickly. I don't think that's the secret of what made the Neo so good. The Neo is great because it just flies through things and can bash off things. So it'd be interesting to see if that obstacle detection is actually going to make it better at flying through woods and things like that. Anyway, that is the end of the video, and pretty much improvements on the Neo2. Basically, DJI trying to put on par with the Hover Air Pro and Pro Max. It's basically got the same sensor size as the Hover Air Pro. It's got added obstacle detection. It's got more internal storage. It's got more flight modes, etc., etc. Really, it's DJI trying to live up to the competition in terms of the AI tracking drone world. So, unanswered questions. Manual mode, will they add it? I really, really hope so. I think they probably will. Manual camera settings in the app control, still no sign of that. I really want to see that added. I mean, this is way overdue. Hover Air have already done it. That, in my opinion, makes Hover Air drones better to be controlled by mobile phone apps. DJI drones are great, but on the mobile phone app side of control, I really want to be able to control my shutter speed and ISO. So please, 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 DJI, add those features. Shouldn't be that difficult, surely. Company of your size, you can do it. Come on. Anyway, that's the end of this quick video. So sorry I don't have the drone at hand at the moment, but I guarantee you that next time I do one on the Neo2, I will have this in my hand. Until next time, happy flying, stay safe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.